Hello, I am back with a 10-week out update. So, this week when I checked in with James, I was down a couple pounds. So, there were no changes to my food, no changes to cardio, just have to keep on keeping on. So, that was great news. We are headed in the right direction, getting leaner, which is exactly what we want right now. The one thing we did work on was James had me try a few different front poses, kind of adjusting how I'm positioning my upper body and some feet changes too, but we think we found one that we like. And so I'm going to be working on making sure that that is the front pose that I'm hitting every single time and be comparing it to the one that we have locked in as our best one so far. We might see more changes as we keep going and getting leaner, but for now, we have the one that we're going to work on. So, implementing that, still checking in with Victoria. One thing that I want to share this week is kind of going into some recovery tips and some priming. So, I'm going to show you guys how I utilize both the foam roller, the orb ball, the chirp wheel, and how I include those into my routine so that I'm making sure that my recovery is staying up there, especially as we get leaner. You don't recover quite as well when we get super lean and are in a calorie deficit. So making sure that you're keeping up on priming and prep work and recovery and stretching is super important. So I'm going to go through some of my routine with that so that you guys can get an idea of what I do and maybe include it in your routine so that you can notch up that recovery too. So here we go. So first I wanted to show you guys what I have at my house. So you can see I have the foam roller. This is the orb ball. So it's a little bit bigger than a tennis ball, and I like it better for rolling out my glutes than even the small one, though sometimes I do use the small one too. Now this is the chirp wheel. This I will lay on and really stretch out my lower back, which is really good for posing. So I'm just going to run you through my post-workout stretching and foam rolling routine. So this is actually a pull-up band I'm using here to stretch. I really like it to get my hamstrings, and I tend to do these stretches on both lower body and upper body days. I think it's really good, especially, if you worked legs yesterday, you probably feel it the next day. So it can be good to go through those stretches and get everything kind of worked out. But for this hamstring one, I hold it for about 30 seconds in each position. I did speed up this video so that you're not sitting here watching me stretch forever. So just start in the center, then I go out to the side, cross body. After the band, I do some hip rotation with my ankle crossed over my knee and also pull it in for a thread the needle here. And this gets that glute as well. So making sure to do both sides. Now, static stretches like these where you're holding the stretch, you want to make sure you save those for after your workout. You don't want to be doing static stretches before. Dynamic stretches are great. The ball that you'll see here in a little bit, I use both pre and post. So you'll get to kind of see that as well. But extra hamstring stretching here. This one kind of helps that back too. Getting more of the glute. This one requires a little bit of flexibility, but kind of allows you to get that quad in there as well. So don't skip out on your stretching, guys. This really does help with recovery and just help keep you injury free. Those hip flexors, if you're doing a lot of squats and lunges, you definitely want to make sure to get your hip flexors, or even if you're sitting a lot, which I know a lot of people are, they have those desk jobs. But now this is the orb ball. This is the one that I have at home and we have here at the gym. So I really like to focus in on my glutes because that does tend to be the area that's the most sore for me since it's a bigger focus in my lifting sessions. I also really love this ball for the hamstrings. I know that some people will use the long foam rollers for the hamstrings, but I find that I can get in there better with this ball as opposed to the long foam roller. But I do also do some work with the foam roller, which you'll see next. I like to cross my arms over my chest to kind of open up that back a little bit So it gets a little bit deeper. Now this one you probably won't see very often, but kind of deepens that side stretch that you see a lot of people do just on their back. And you can kind of roll deep into the upper glute here and into the crest of that hip. So that one's one that I really have enjoyed doing. And I'm also going to show you where I stretch my calves, which is on this little thing right there. Thank you for watching my 10-week out video. I hope you guys learn something or can take something away and add it into your routine to help with your recovery. And we will catch you next week. Please like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.